Filing for a new Brazil Digital Nomad visa in Rio de Janeiro. What it is, how you work, and what to expect at the Federal Police at Santos Dumont. Hi, I'm Luciano Oliveira, an attorney licensed in Brazil, Texas, and California. I'm here in Rio de Janeiro, and today I will give you a practical breakdown of Brazil's Digital Nomad visa with a special focus on what the process looks like on the ground here in Rio. Quick disclaimer, this is general information only, not legal advice and not tax advice. For important immigration decisions, you should hire an attorney to advise you properly. Let's get started. Chapter 1. What the Digital Nomad Visa is. First, the Digital Nomad Visa isn't a Rio-only thing. Immigration in Brazil is federal, so the rules apply across the country, even though some procedures are slightly different in terms of the registration at the Brazilian Federal Police level. What people call the Brazil Digital Nomad Visa is a temporary visa and residence permission designed for remote workers who earn money from outside Brazil. Technically, it is often more accurate to call it a digital nomad residency. It also does not automatically become a permanent residency just because you stayed in Brazil for a long time. In most cases, it's up to a year initially, with the possibility of renewal if you continue to qualify. Interpretations and practices evolve over time, so don't build long-term plans based on how it works today. Chapter 2. Who qualifies? To qualify, three things must be clear and well documented. First, your work must be remote, meaning it can be performed using technology from inside Brazil. Second, your work relationship and your income must be outside Brazil. This category is not designed for someone taking a Brazilian job or becoming employed by a Brazilian company. If you want to work locally in Brazil, you need a different strategy. Third, you must meet the financial requirement. The standard benchmark is either at least $1,500 per month in income or at least $18,000 available in bank funds. Here we're talking about either a checking or a savings account, not funds or crypto or anything else. The most common way to prove this is through bank statements. This is where many people make the case harder than it needs to be. You want statements that clearly support your story, ideally showing consistent deposits. If deposits are irregular or harder to tie to ongoing work, the $18,000 funds route can be cleaner to document. Chapter 3. The documents that matter. Now let's talk about key documents. I won't go over every one because this is certainly not a do-yourself guide. This is an overview for you to assess if the digital nomad is a good track for you, and then for you to secure professional help so you don't mess up your immigration life in Brazil. You should expect to provide the proof of your remote work arrangement. If you are employed, that typically means an employment contract plus a letter from the employer confirming you can work remotely and that your role continues while you are in Brazil. In our practice, we get many clients approved with a single properly drafted verification letter signed on company letterhead that clearly confirms remote work and foreign-sourced income that match the government checklist. Being creative and uploading a pile of extra evidence that makes sense to you is usually a bad idea. Keep it clean, compliant, and easy to review. We also have a specific strategy for business owners who should avoid dumping a bunch of business-related paperwork in a process that is specific to the individual applying. In other words, they don't care about your company other than the verifications of your work. You should also expect to provide a criminal record certificate. As a rule, it should be not older than 90 days at the time you file. And if you cross the 90-day line, you can trigger a denial or a request to refile documents. One document we strongly advise for basically every applicant is a birth certificate that is apostilled for the vast majority of countries, or consular stamped only if you were born in a country that doesn't offer apostilles. Even if someone tells you it's not on the checklist, it may still be required later during your federal police registration. And an important detail about health insurance: if you are applying from outside Brazil through a Brazilian consulate, you need health insurance coverage that is valid in Brazil. Travel insurance is typically refused. Chapter 4. 2 ways to apply, and the part nobody explains clearly. There are 2 common routes. Route 1 is applying from outside Brazil through a Brazilian consulate. Each consulate can have slightly different checklists, so you must follow the consulate's specific instructions where you're filing. A practical advantage of the consular route is that it feels more guided. If you submit a compliant package, the consulate processes it through the proper channels. After the visa is issued and you enter Brazil, you will still need to complete your federal police registration and obtain your CRNM residence card. The CRNM is what you use for your day-to-day life in Brazil. Route 2 is applying while you're physically in Rio de Janeiro or any other city in Brazil. Documentation logic is similar, but there is a major practical difference. When you apply inside Brazil, the federal police is the face of immigration. But the federal police will not help you file your application. Inside Brazil, the application must be submitted through Migrante Web. You must upload the correct documents in the correct format with the correct translations. If you submit it wrong, you deal with delays, requests, fines, and sometimes denials. So if you're filing while physically in Brazil, assume you either hire professional help to file correctly, or you do it yourself only if you are genuinely a systems person, you have time, you read instructions carefully, and you accept that making mistakes can create compliance problems and trouble in your immigration journey. Chapter 5. Rio de Janeiro Federal Police Registration. Now let's talk about your federal police registration appointment. If you're doing your registration in the city of Rio de Janeiro, appointments are handled at Aeroporto Santos Dumont, SDU. Here's the practical part. Most people just take an Uber to Aeroporto Santos Dumont, and the driver, you know it. Once you arrive at the airport terminal, look for signage for Polícia Federal or ask the information desk for Registro de Estrangeiro. It is inside the airport complex, so it is faster and safer than wandering the city hunting for a separate building. To help you visualize the distance, a couple of typical Uber time ranges to Santos Dumont, depending on traffic. From Centro and Cinelândia, about 5 to 10 minutes. Copacabana, about 20 to 30 minutes. Barra da Tijuca, about 40 to 70 minutes. Now, honestly, in our experience, the Federal Police at Rio de Janeiro Santos Dumont is one of the most effective and friendly units. That does not assure your experience will be flawless. After all, we're talking about immigration, and Brazil has culturally ingrained red tape and bureaucracy. But realistically, you are often better off here than you would be elsewhere. 2 factual examples we see in 2026. First, appointment availability. While securing an appointment in some states, such as Santa Catarina, can take over 2 months, in the city of Rio de Janeiro, you can typically secure an appointment for the next month. Second, what happens after the appointment? Once you attended the registration appointment at Santos Dumont, there is a high chance you will leave the appointment with your CRNM number with you. It is the protocolo, not the actual physical card, but it is still a major milestone. In some other states, however, they keep your file for additional internal review, often averaging around 30 days or more, and only then share your resident number. And beyond the paperwork, Rio can be a great arrival pad. There is a large expat community, the city and the state are incredibly beautiful, and once you learn the ropes, you can substantially reduce safety risks, which are real, unfortunately. Rio also has a unique mix, a huge city with several million people and a beach-style environment. That's pretty much anything you want and you can find over here. And Rio has a massive historic edge too. It served as Brazil's capital for a long time, which you feel in the architecture, the institutions, and the culture. Many people come planning to explore Brazil later and then fall in love with Rio and never change places. Chapter 6. The main reasons people get delayed. Let me give you a couple reasons people get delayed so you can avoid them. 1. Bank statements that don't clearly meet the financial requirement. If the income is inconsistent, statements are incomplete, expect requests for new documents. Remember, your beautiful explanation about why something is missing or is not fully compliant will hardly work. True, remote work proof that doesn't clearly say you are allowed to work remotely or is not clearly identified as coming from a company abroad. This needs to be explicit, not implied. There are others related to how fresh documents are, types of translation used, and lack of apostilles abroad. Make sure to secure professional help to get all of these right. And remember, a visa approval is not the finish line. The Federal Police registration and your CRNM are the key practical steps. Chapter 7. Tax reality. Don't skip this. Your immigration status does not avoid tax obligations. Visa and residency rules are one thing, and tax rules are another. But once you have been in Brazil for over 183 days in any given 365 days, not talking about calendar year, guess what? You now need to file taxes in Brazil. Yes, get proper tax guidance early so you're not surprised later. If you want our digital nomad visa resource guide that matches what we covered today and goes beyond that, download it using the link below. If you want us to review your profile and map the cleanest filing strategy for your case, schedule a consultation. And if this was helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more content relevant to living and doing things properly in Brazil. See you in our next one.